I did it, guys. I just finished Fairy Tail. If you didn't know, I've been rereading the entire series so I can review the whole thing and judge it as a complete product. I just finished all 63 volumes and oh man, what an experience. It was really interesting going back to the earlier parts of Fairy Tail that I haven't read in years and realizing that this series was never even that great to begin with. Did it have its moments? Sure, and I'll get to those when I review the series in a couple days. But for now, I decided as my penultimate Fairy Tail video, we will be looking at a whole bunch of different things throughout the series. Plot points that were built up to be big and important and ended up not really having much effect on the story or just not going anywhere at all. Because now that the series is over, we don't have those crazy Fairy Tail fans saying, oh, but it could still happen, Mashima's a genius. Fucking One Piece fan, One Piece is so terrible, it fucking copied Dragon Ball. Now, I'm obviously not going to get to everything because it's going to take an hour. It's actually kind of baffling how many things Mashima didn't clear up. But let's get started with a plot point that a lot of people may have even forgotten about, and that is Raven Tail. Raven Tail was basically the anti-Fairy Tail guild that was created by Makarov's son. We learn about them pretty early on, and that Gajil is sort of acting as a double agent, where he's pretending that he's on Raven Tail's side and feeding them information from Fairy Tail, but in reality he is on Fairy Tail's side and feeding them information from Raven Tail. And all of this comes together in the Grand Magic Games when Raven Tail has entered as a team, and they are playing dirty. They are out to get Fairy Tail. You know that shit is going to hit the fan, but you don't know when it's going to happen, and to be honest, it never really does. Okay, Loxus goes up against one of the guys, but they set up illusion magic, so it's actually Loxus versus the entire team of Raven Tail. Then they reveal that the whole time what they have been after is Lumen Histoire, the Fairy Heart. Now this is the first time we do hear about Lumen Histoire, so you could argue, you know, that was why they were here to teach us about this, but really, any evil character could have just brought it up. But that don't matter, Loxus is just so overpowered, he one-shots all 5 of them in a row. We never hear from them again. We do hear from Flare, who shows up in the Sun Village arc, and never does anything after that. We never hear from Makarov's son ever again, so this whole plotline really just fell flat on its face. Another plotline that went nowhere was Gray killing Frosh. At the end of the Grand Magic Games, we learned that the reason future Rogue turned evil was because in a year's time someone killed Frosh. A year passes, we learn Gray has joined the Dark Guild and that he was actually the one who was supposed to kill Frosh, okay? So Rogue and Frosh go off on a quest, and what's supposed to happen is that they run into Gray, Gray kills Frosh, Rogue turns evil, but now Natsu knows what's going to happen, so they stop Rogue from going on the mission, and then the whole shitty Avatar arc happens. The problem though, I mean, this baffled me when it happened and it still baffles me, is that Gray was never evil. He was just pretending to be part of the Dark Guild. He was just acting as a double agent to get information on Zeref or whatever the fuck. And if he wasn't evil, why would he willingly kill Frosh? He wouldn't have done that. He's way more powerful than all of these guys. He has Urza on speed dial. He never would have killed Frosh. It's just completely out of his character. And then they sort of question it when it ends, and then you see him hugging Frosh and they're like, oh, I guess fate has been changed. Mashima, you can't write time travel. You really fucking... If you try to make sense out of any of the time travel that happens in this series, the whole thing just falls apart. Next up is, unfortunately, one of the most hyped elements of Fairy Tail these past recent years, and it has been E.N.D. Natsu's demon form. Zeref's strongest demon, the only one that was supposedly able to defeat him. But without knowing that E.N.D is Natsu, Gray wanted to get revenge for his father, you know, use his new Demon Slayer magic to take out E.N.D, and this was like what kept him going for a good chunk of the series near the end. And we knew it was coming. We knew that Gray was eventually going to find out and we would get Natsu versus Gray, something that people have pretty much always wanted. The problem is this entire plotline goes absolutely nowhere. Natsu's demon tumor is growing and it almost ends up killing him. He goes berserk, he defeats Demaria, who had already been defeated before, so I don't even know what the fuck. Then he runs into Gray, who now knows the truth, and he's all pissed off because Juvia died. And they go at it, but it is short-lived because Urza stops the fight. Then Natsu realizes that, you know what? I don't have to be a demon. Yo, I'm a human. Just like that, he's not a demon anymore. What the fuck? Another thing I want to talk about is Slayer magic. And like this blows my mind because it was such an important part of the story, or at least we were led to believe that it was. Early on we learn about the Dragon Slayers, the power to defeat a dragon. Here's the thing guys, only one dragon in the entire series gets killed with Dragon Slayer magic, and it's Acnologia. But they kill him in his fucking human form. Why on earth did Mashima think that we wanted to see Natsu fight his human? No, we want to see him fight the big massive badass dragon thing. And I know you fucking fanboys are gonna come at me for this, because you always do. None of the dragons during the Magic Games arc were killed by Dragon Slayer magic. Mavis specifically states that they are not strong enough. And Acnologia may have killed dragons back when he was a human, but we never fucking showed it because Acnologia is such a fucking one-dimensional character, we never got his fucking backstory. So yeah, fuck Dragon Slayer magic. But of course, that's not the only, we got two more types of Slayer magic. We got Demon Slayer magic. This was Gray's special power that, oh god, he like uses it in the fight against Married Gear to help Natsu, although, I mean, that was really Natsu's fight though. They had defeated other demons before without the Demon Slayer magic. Why didn't you just fucking call Urza? Urza defeated Kyoka without any senses. She couldn't hear, see, or feel anything, and she defeated the demon without Demon Slayer magic. Like, how fucking pointless did it have to be? And the only other use for Demon Slayer magic was when Lucy sort of gets infected by rewriting Natsu's endbook, and then on just like one page, this whole thing, we're like, oh no, what if Lucy dies? Gray's just like, it's a good thing I can suck all this up with my Demon Slayer magic. Good, you're good to go, Lucy. And then of course you have God Slayer magic, and I might as well bring up the War Gods. There were fucking 18 War Gods. Yeah, we only ever see one of them. And of course, it was in one of the worst parts of the series at the end of the Avatar arc. You know, they just summoned this random colossal war god. Damn, Natsu two-shots him, no big deal. He doesn't use God Slayer magic, by the way. The only time they kill a god in this series, and oh, it felt so fucking forced, was when it was Sheria and Wendy versus Demaria, because it turns out that Demaria is a god, or at least is possessed by a god, or whatever the fuck. I feel like Mashima was writing this, he's like, oh shit, I forgot to have them kill a god. I forgot to put in a purpose for a God Slayer magic. I'll just have this one character just randomly turn into a god, and then there we go. Then Sheria takes her out with her God Slayer magic, but in return she actually loses it. So R.I.P. fucking Slayer magic. What the fuck? Shit, what else? We never find out who all the Wizard Saints are. Like, I don't even know. Why would you make 10 Wizard Saints if you don't already have them thought up of? Was he just like, yeah, let's say 10 Wizard Saints, I'll think of them later. But then he never thinks of all of them. Now, I know a lot of people used to be saints and aren't anymore, although it's to our understanding that they keep getting replaced. But even if we account for all the wizards that we knew were saints, there's only fucking 9 of them. Cream Sorcière was also really pointless. You know, they built up the whole thing. They wanted to take out Xerath when they literally did nothing in the fight against Xerath. Literally nothing. Like, they fought against Nineheart, where Jalal got his ass kicked. Like, they did absolutely nothing. Jalal, Meredy, the Irashim, Sace, almost completely useless in the Alvarez arc. Yet they were built up to be like some crazy force to be reckoned with. Meredy does show up at the last minute like, hey Lucy, let's cast Fairy Sphere on the whole continent. How did I know you were about to cast Fairy Sphere if I was away and I didn't hear any of this plan? Oh, I'm magic, it's okay. And now, of course, the final point I want to make, the most pointless thing in Fairy Tail was, of course, the entire fucking final arc. How is it pointless? They killed Xerath and Acnologia. That was the whole point of the series. Yeah, okay, they did, but here's the thing about the Alvarez arc. This is the final thing in the series. The over 10 volumes climax, like, constant fight, the most powerful wizards, and the fucking... There were no consequences in the end. You wanna know the 3 biggest consequences for the final arc? You have Makarov, who has bad legs now. He's fucking 90. You have Juvia and Gray, they got the scars. They kept their scars from when they killed themselves together and then lived. And then you have Sheria. Poor Sheria's magic is... Oh wait! Her magic is coming back. Well, remember what I said about Xerath dying? He's back, guys. Xerath, I don't fucking... But at least for the first time in the series, we actually did see the death of a member of the guild. Mavis. Okay, that is it. We're fucking done. Fairy Tail is over. Good fucking riddance. My next video will be the full series review. I will be giving my thoughts on all the different parts of the series, the good and the bad. I will give my final verdict, And that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can leave your thoughts in the comments below. I know I definitely missed some stuff, so if you want to add more to this video in the comments, then feel free. And I will see you guys in the fairy tale review.